Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, Mr. Eunice Sekuri, my dear brother, the Minister for Economic Inclusion, Small Enterprises, Employment and Competences, representing the government of the Kingdom of Morocco. Honorable ministers that are here from all countries, my dear sister Dumi, I think I can call you Dumi instead of the full Buitomelo, it's easier for me. Dumi Masako, the Chief Executive Officer of the Development Bank of Southern Africa, representing all the partners of the Africa Investment Forum. The Executive Directors of the African Development Bank that are here today. And of course, let me recognize my, I don't know what I should call 70-30 or 80-10-20, my darling wife and partner in development, Grace. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your excellent speech, or Mr. Sekuri, for your excellent speech on behalf of the wonderful people of Morocco. Thank you once again. Now, let me ask you a question. Hasn't it been an amazing 3 days? I can hear you from here now. All right, now give it up. Now, several months ago, we, the founding partners of the Africa Investment Forum, made the decision to have the 2023 Africa Investment Forum Market Days in Marrakesh, Morocco. You all came from around the world, heads of state and governments, ministers, project developers, investors, with one purpose in mind: deals, deals, and deals. Among investors from around the world, we were delighted to also host a delegation of 50 business leaders from Japan, because I had gone to Japan to really get them all excited about investments in Africa, and they had 50 leaders, business leaders from across Japan that came here for that event, for this event. Thank you, arigato gozaimasu. What a commitment we have. Thank you all very much for coming all the way. Morocco is the right choice. Since we arrived in this beautiful city and resilient city of Marrakesh, we have been treated to incredible hospitality, to which Morocco is well known. And that hospitality and warm welcome flow directly from the heart of His Majesty, King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. Please, let's recognize that. His Majesty graciously placed this event under his own high patronage. His message to us all said, initiatives such as the Africa Investment Forum are commendable because they help direct private investment towards most promising economic sectors, thus reinforcing the integration of African economies into global value chains. His Majesty said further, I am sure that this year's forum will be even more enriching and that it will send a strong signal to investors as to African countries' commitment to transformative investment to fulfill the aspirations of our continent, our populations, and our youth. What royal blessing. Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Over the past 3 days, that royal inspiration, like renewable energy, powered the discussions of participants at the Palais de Congrès, was transformed into a beehive of discussions, engagements, analysis, and assessments of projects. The opening high-level panel discussion of heads of state and government was so inspiring, showing that the leaders came to show strong support for investments across Africa. The boardrooms were jam-packed. In several cases, heads of state and government shared discussions of projects for their countries. They were truly there as chief executive officers of their countries, fielding questions and providing assurances and reassurances to investors. Project developers and investors looked at investment opportunities in several areas, including food and agriculture, renewable energy, mining, transport, corridors, aviation, deep-sea seaports, and railways, ICT, digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence, creative industries, and of course, health. Other events we had focused on regional corridors. The Mayors Forum, which was the first time we've had that, we got governors and mayors from across Africa to have events here with us to discuss. We discussed special agro-industrial processing zones. All of these were very exciting and powerful for driving greater investments in transport corridors, urban infrastructure and finance, and of course, in food and agribusiness. And I see Alan Ebobise just walk right in, the Chief Executive Officer of Africa 50. Welcome, Alan. I'm his chairman, and he's doing a fantastic job at Africa 50. We had several developments. I was delighted to sign a letter of intent with the Chief Executive Officer of Mohammed VI Investment Fund, which will invest in supporting the private sector, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, which, of course, is in your domain, Honorable Minister. I can see that you're smiling, you're beaming, all that. That's fantastic from the King to you. And, of course, invest in infrastructure in Morocco, which is a great vision of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. Strong partnerships were forged with the launch of the Alliance for Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones, with a commitment of $3 billion by partners, including the African Development Bank, Africa Export-Import Bank, the United Nations Industrial Development Program, and ARISE Integrated Industrial Platforms. But it was not just all work, and they always say, all work and no play make Jacks a dull boy, and there are no dull people around this place. So we had some relaxing moments too, just in case you haven't seen that. It means you probably didn't come for the gala dinner night. In between, we had some fun as participants, project developers, investors, and in fact, we were joined by the president and the chair of the African Union, the president of Comoros and his wife, and of course, yours truly. I love dancing. Apart from running the African Development Bank, I love dancing. We jammed the dance floor, to the energy-infusing Moroccan music that was provided for us. The dance moves weren't just for the floor, the dancing floor. The dance move inspires a celebration of our diversity, celebration of our commitment, celebration of our partnerships driven by investment results. This year, along with our founding partners, we had the participation of institutions such as the United Kingdom Export Finance, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, MIGA of the World Bank Group, the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank Group, the Saudi Arabia Ministry of Investments, United States Trade and Development Agency, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and of course the Japan Bank for International Cooperation, among several others. Ladies and gentlemen, we are building a formidable financial powerhouse around investments in Africa. Now, talking of results, it's now time to unveil the results of the Africa Investment Forum 2023 Market Days Boardrooms. And I know you're waiting for that. And now it gives me great pleasure to announce that thanks to all of your collective efforts, the Africa Investment Forum 2023 was such an outstanding success. We successfully, can you turn to your neighbor and say we? Yeah, we successfully secured investment interest worth $34.82 billion. What an incredible achievement in less than 72 hours. I said it when I gave my opening speech. I said, let's do it again. And of course, we did it, and you did it. Thank you very much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, these investments it's not just about the money. It will deliver transformative impacts in the lives of people. That is the bottom line of the Africa Investment Forum, investing to improve lives. So many people, of course, contributed to this great success. The most important, of course, really are you, the participants, and the delegates that are here. A very big thank you to all of you. Thank you. A big thank you to our heads of state and government, ministers and government leaders. A big thank you to the project developers. A big thank you to you, the investors. A big thank you to the government and the people of Morocco for incredible support. A big thank you to my own executive directors at the African Development Bank, several of whom participated very actively. A big thank you to the senior management and staff of the African Investment Forum partner institutions, founder institutions, starting with the African Development Bank, all my senior staff and management and staff, Africa Export-Import Bank, Africa 50, Africa Finance Corporation, Development Bank of Southern Africa, Trade and Development Bank, Islamic Development Bank, and the European Development Bank. Thank you all partners for that. You all did a great job. Now, you take a look at this venue. Isn't it really beautiful? Can you, right? It's a really lovely place. Now, a big thank you to the event manager who put all this together, the Capital Events Limited, who in such a very short period of time delivered such an impressive event. Of course, we could not have pulled this off without the Senior Director of the Africa Investment Forum, Chinelo Anohu. And all of our partners, staff, incredible staff. In fact, if they can stand so that you see them, all your staff and everybody in the bank and all the partner institutions that work together, please stand and let's recognize your efforts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, I have fantastic senior leadership at the African Development Bank, led by my able Senior Vice President. I don't know if she's here, I can see from here. Swazi Shabalala, yeah, yeah. She helped to troubleshoot quite a lot of times to make sure things actually work. The Vice Presidents that are here from the African Development Bank, and I see you. Yeah, please, my Vice Presidents. Yes, Solomon Queno, Kiolubade, Kariki, Beth, Danford, all of them that are here. Thank you so much for your great work. And of course, how will we have actually functioned if we couldn't listen to each other, hear each other, and really understand each other? That will not be possible without interpreters. So please join me in thanking the interpreters for a fantastic job. Thank you very much. And of course, every event has to be beamed all around the world. Journalists, media houses, beaming all the things that we were doing around the world, telling a positive story about Africa, projecting Africa in a very, very positive sense to the world. Please thank all the media houses and the journalists for a fantastic job. And of course, finally, we all come here and we have so many people, the medical staff that work so hard, the security officials of the government that work so hard, the protocol officials that made sure we could know exactly where we were going, the drivers that actually drove us all through the place, and the electricians that made sure that the things that we were wearing, all of the headphones were working. Oh, of course, food is important. The catering people that work to make sure that we could eat. Oh, my goodness. They work day and night to make us comfortable. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Now, it only remains for me to now wish you a very safe trip back home to your home and families, to to say thank you very much, to say merci beaucoup, to say muito obrigado, to say shukran, and I would like us in closing, because it is we. To rise, please, just rise. You know, in Africa we have what we call the baobab tree. The baobab tree is like this, so huge. You try to put your hands around it, you can't do it. It's not possible. Baobab trees are so big. and all the things about Africa. I'm not talking about challenges of Africa. Every region of the world has its own challenges. We have ours. We will manage our challenges. But we're talking about how to unlock our opportunities. That's what we are talking about. And so the baobab opportunity is what I'm talking about right now. So just imagine there's a baobab opportunities for Africa, to place Africa at the front end of the world of opportunities. And just imagine that you're putting your hand around those opportunities to help to unlock it. So join the hands of the person next to you. Yep. And you say, they follow it after me. Say, we did it. Now let's do some more. Thank you very much. See you all next year.